Okay, hi Tamara. I want to show you how to access this data and how to, if you ever want to investigate the variables or anything about them for future research or for this project. So in Google, I usually type in EDAT and then maybe data. EDAT is the home of the National Center for Education Statistics. So you'll get to this screen and there's a couple. See this little click here, and then agree to the terms. Okay, and then you do need to create a new account, but it's very quick. It's just an email address, a password. I don't think there's much more than that. And then once you have an account, you can just put them in, email and password, and log in. These are all the different major data sets. So each of these is a national sample. And there's lots of really amazing data here. We're working with the ELS, this Educational Longitudinal Study of 2002, and there's two different ones you can click. This would just have the first three waves, so the original sample in 2002 when the people were sophomores, then it would have 2004 when they were seniors, and 2006 when they had started college or done whatever they had done. This 2002-2012 will have the complete, the one that they took in 2012, the third follow-up, which is what you're looking at a lot. So you would want to click that and click Next. Okay, and then if you see over here, review specific sections, we can search by variable name. You could also search by word or phrase if you wanted to find anything about soccer or anything that had math in it or anything like that. But since you already know the variable names, let's try this. So F3STEXP looks like one of the ones that you got. Yep, and there we have it. And sometimes you'll see a variable and then you'll see an IM imputation flag. We'll hopefully talk about this in class a bit. Imputation is when there was missing data, like for example, a person didn't respond to that question. And so they use multiple regression to predict what that person would have done or would have said, which sounds kind of weird or crazy, but it's very possible, and it looks like that one's locked anyway, so I'm not even sure that we could get that. But here, let's go ahead and click on that magnifying glass. So this is the highest level of education respondent expects to complete, and you can see a complete description of it here, where it's taken, who it applies to. So for example, some questions only apply to people who dropped out of college or people who are married or whatever. So this tells you that everyone in the survey was given this one. And then you can also see over here all the different possible responses and then frequency and percent. So how many students gave that answer and what percent of the total gave that. So that even includes the non-respondents. There are 15% of the students did not respond to this question. Okay, and when you do go to download the data, right here, download data in syntax files, you have to select a tag file, which really isn't that important. And then these are the different layouts. Unless you know how to use one of these, which I doubt you would, just click on the CSV. Because then you could work with it in Excel. Now this is going to be a huge file, so there's about 16,000 students, but there's also, I forget exactly, but maybe 6,000 variables, so multiply those two, and that's how many data points you have. But if you do go on, then it'll let you, I think it's about 100 meg file or something, but pretty huge. Or I can get the data for you and clean it. But I wanted you to know how to access the data by yourself and also how to investigate particular variables if you want. All right, let me know if you have questions.